From the renewed terror in the Northeast to the record-breaking $747 million loan for the controversial Coastal Highway. And yes, Atiku and Peter Obi are not political bedmates. You're welcome back to Makarios Plus, where we share and break down the story rocking our headlines this week. On July 6th, Boko Haram attacked a village in Borno State, killed 9 and injured 4. This is not just a random raid, it is a signal that the insurgency is not dead. The governor visited the site, promising improved security, but we have heard this time and time again. Later, Boko Haram is still effective. Billions of naira has been spent in the fight against Boko Haram and armed militias, herdsmen, and other form of banditry facing or attacking the north, northeast, the middle belt, and I would say all over Nigeria at this time. Is it that the state or the Nigerian military are overwhelmed by the forces of Boko Haram and these armed militias? In the northeast, military and police killed 30 armed bandits in a coordinated operation. Sounds like a win, right? But 3 police officers and 2 soldiers also died. The war on bandits is looking more like a civil war, fought without rules and without end. When the state killed 30 bandits but lose 5 trained officers, who is really winning the fight? Who will you say is winning the fight against insecurity or insurgency in Nigeria? Because time and time again, we see some short-lived victory from the military, the police, and all the joint efforts and the Air Force. But before they leave the scene, there will be an attack in a different area or a different location. When will this end? And how can we continue in this short-lived victory? 30 bandits was neutralized. In the process, 5 officers lost their life, and coupled with others that have lost their life in the fight of insecurity in Nigeria. Nigeria just secured its largest road infrastructure loan ever, $747 million from a Deutsche Bank to build part of the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. The total project cost $11 billion. Who is really benefiting from this mega project? The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. The contractors are getting rich off this project. Real estate sharks or moguls. This road will create an opening for them in that corridor. While we have dead traps of roads cut across Nigeria, the east-west road to name a few, but billions have been poured into this Lagos-Calabar highway. To what end?
Venezuelans to be deported from the US, some straight out of prison. It will be difficult for a country like Nigeria to accept Venezuelan prisoners into Nigeria. Venezuelan deportees to Nigeria, for crying out loud. We already have 230 million people. You will be the same people that would castigate us if we acquiesce to accepting Venezuelans from US prisons to be brought.
How does this make any sense? What business do Nigerians have with accepting Venezuela deportees, some of whom were imprisoned before? Nigeria has, according to the minister, Nigeria has a lot on its hand already. We will not bring some other aliens from somewhere else to add to our problem. Although this is still an allegation because there's no news from the United States debunking or claiming or reacting concerning the news. So we're still waiting and looking forward. But we have to make something clear that Africa is not a dumping ground for any reason. So Venezuela should be deported to Venezuela. If for any reason they can't be deported there, they should be left alone in the United States, in prison or wherever they are. So if he's a Nigerian, he or she can be deported to Nigeria, and we'll accept our brother or our sister with open hands. Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and other political leaders just announced a new political alliance under the African Democratic Congress, targeting 2027. Are these just recycled promises from a recycled politicians, or can this ADC be real alternative come 2027? But with the news flying around where people who claim to be part of that coalition or members of that coalition are still saying that they are part of their previous party. Like Peter Obi, he said he's still a member of Labour. He was seen campaigning for a Labour candidate this week, and he said he is part of the coalition. So we don't understand how this kind of coalition will work when you are in one party and you are in coalition with some other group of people in a different party. So I think maybe they are building something strong and they are waiting for the right time to unveil it. So we're still waiting for people like Peter Obi to take a stand to like, okay, I'm leaving the Labour Party for the ADC coalition, or I'm running under the Labour Party as a president. And for Atiku, I think he's a member of the ADC already, and he has made his intention clear that he also wants the tickets for the presidential candidate. Rotimi Amechi have also made his intention, and Peter Obi, everybody knows his intention is to be a president of Nigeria. So we'll see how the coalition unfolds. I know eventually is their flag bearer and what will happen to other aspirants. Otitol Olubande of Ibadan, Oba Awolabi, passed away on the 7th of July. Meanwhile, in Niger State, devastating flood in Mokwa have killed over 500 people, with 100 still missing. In a country where kings die quietly and people who died of the flood in Mokwa are forgotten, many are missing, they have not been found, and many are stranded and homeless because the flood has washed away their homes, their loved ones, their crops, and every source of livelihood. They have now been forgotten in the page of history that flood happened in Mokwa, while the death toll rised every day. It was said it was 500, now it's up to 700 lives in that devastating flood. And the news has gone cold on these people. Our souls, our heart goes to them and the Oba and the family and the people of Ibadan who lost their king. 1 week, one country, so much tension. Though the government are signing $1 billion deal, the people of the Northeast bleed, and old politicians form new alliances, and the youth of Nigeria drown, literally and politically. Do not just watch the news. Stay informed, stay tuned, and most importantly, ask questions. Ask questions. These are all that we have for you today, what's trending and what makes the headline this week. Stay tuned for more, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.